down.
This is my Mercedes-Benz 380 SEC, the S-Class coupe from 1983. This is probably the only 380 SEC that we know of in the country, and most likely the only SEC with a full-blown AMG body kit and the Penta alloys. When I bought this car 15 years ago, it had been lying in a workshop for over 6 years because of a billing dispute, believe it or not. I managed to go in, see the car. It had a busted fuel pump. So the workshop said, we can't start it and show you. And frankly, I said, look, it doesn't matter. It's a V8 Mercedes coupe. It's not going anywhere but home. We called a tow truck, pushed this out of the workshop, towed it out, and that's where the story began. Mercedes sold the SEC with 4 V8 engines, starting from the 380 all the way up to the 560, which was like the big daddy of them all, with a 420 and a 500 in between. They were all sold, as far as I know, only with automatic transmissions. And the SECs, when they were launched in the early 80s, especially the 500, was bloody expensive to buy. The legendary Bruno Sacco was responsible for this car, and this is probably one of his greatest designs ever. It's strange, but when you go out shopping for parts, you realize that on the outside, the SEC, that's the Mercedes 126 Coupe, shares almost no body panels and glasses with the 126 sedan. I'm damn fussy about all my cars and bikes being absolutely ready to go on an intercity trip at the drop of a hat. The SEC is no exception as far as that rule is concerned. This car actually came equipped with Mercedes' self-leveling suspension at the rear, but the previous owner had probably disconnected it, so I've never had it running. There are diverse views about whether it makes sense to get the SLS back together at all or not, so I'm still not sure whether to have it resurrected. Now, my earliest memory of a car is being dropped to nursery school in the family standard Herald at that time. Distinct memories of having to drop the seats forward and jump out through one of the front doors. My own first car, the one that I drove when I turned 18, was Dad's Maruti 800 and the Premier Padmini. The first car that I bought with my own money was the Palio 1.6 GTX. I remember it got launched on September 28th that year in 2001. And I deposited the check on 29th of September and taken delivery in the middle of October. So I started my career in banking, then quit about a decade ago to set up a couple of startups, one in sports marketing and one in fintech. I now run a strategy and technology consulting firm to advise promoters and founders on their business. I always thought I'd end up running a workshop at some point, and I'd still want to set up a classic car restoration workshop, though honestly in Bombay, the rentals just make it impossible to do. For a lot of people like me who started their careers in the mid-90s or late 90s, looking at cars like the W124 that Telco and Mercedes-Benz India had introduced in the country had a huge impact on our minds from an automotive perspective. Those were the cars to aspire for, and Mercedes just became a default place to turn to for all of us. My current stable includes W124 E220 that Telco sold in India. It's a fairly low-run car. Obviously, this SEC, a W212 E350 petrol, and also a W204 C200. I also like to ride cross-country on 2 wheels. I've had a Honda Blackbird CBR 1100 XX for the last 20 years. And I've also recently picked up a Honda Transalp XL750. Dream cars are always a tough one to nail down. I think they keep changing over time. But for me, the couple that have held steady as the cars I'd like to own someday are probably a late 60s fastback Mustang, 560 SEC AMG, and a W124 E60 AMG. Most of those, especially the Mercs that I talk about, are going to be very difficult to get in India. But hey, you never know. My name is Ravi, and this Mercedes 380 SEC is what drives me.